Welcome to Let's Talk Church and Other Things. I'm your host, Charla,
And I'm Corey Jones.
and our guest today is Joe,
World famous Joe Peters.
world famous Joe Peters. Let me
right.
get that correct. What's
Self-proclaimed. Nothing. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Joe, tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into this episode.
Okay. Hard worker. Obvious. Father of four. Grandfather of two. One on the way. Professional DJ for over 40 years. Been in my career now for 32 years. And that's my boring story.
Professional DJ. What kind of music do you play?
I am an open format. Play everything. From gospel, jazz, hip-hop, R&B, Afro beats. You name it, I play it.
Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
So we're here to talk about this controversy with the Beyonce Church Girl song. There's a bishop out of North Carolina, Bishop Patrick Wooden, who not one video, but two videos talking about his how he did not appreciate the Church Girl song. I'm not sure if it's the lyrics of the song that he was really upset with, or if it's the fact that the sample is from a Twinkie Clark song. And everybody who knows Twinkie Clark know that they're gospel artists. So one of their songs, Thy Will, I believe the name of it is, was sampled in the Church Girl song that Beyonce put out. So Bishop Wooden addressed his people, and he did make it known in the first video that he's talking to his pastors, his elders, his deacons, his people about how he felt it was distasteful with the lyrics to that particular beat. And I pulled up the lyrics, and some of the things that she says is I'll drop it like a thotty, drop it like a thotty. She goes on to say, you can be my daddy if you want to. And there's some other things that we'll get into in a little bit. So first of all, how do you all feel about that?
Well, I just heard the song today. I was walking, I listened to it, but I didn't see his interview. What was his biggest beef with the song?
I think he feels that the title Church Girl, and then the lyrics that are referenced, they just don't go hand in hand. But like I was saying, back in the day, men would say, young men or whatever, they always looked for a church girl. They would always say, you know what, I want me a church girl. And it's like, well, why? Because church girls are freaky. They go to church. But when they they wear those long skirts and those hats. But when you get them outside of the church, they're freaky. So I really didn't see the big deal about her lyrics. First of all, it's her song. It's Beyonce. She does R&B. I don't know if it was, well, I guess it's 50-50. The lyrics and then the fact that she named it Church Girl. But then, he's also going to go after Twinkie Clark because, okay, you allowed her to sample your music. But my question is, well, was Twinkie Clark aware of the lyrics that were going to be going to the music? And even if she was, what's wrong with getting your coins any way you can?
Mm-hmm. Well, I have a take on it. Again, I don't know the song yet, but I'll listen to it. But I'm thinking that he's just trying to capitalize on the opportunity. Right now I think there's a lot of people out there trying to be opportunists, and because Beyonce is a big mega star, song to him is like, ooh, opportunity. Let me see what I can get off of this, because if he gets negative or positive is what he's seeking.
And controversy sells.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And he's known for that. They did say that he's known for controversy. He's a well-known bishop in Church of God in Christ. So you have the mothers all dressed in white, and he even says that I was going to read the lyrics, but I couldn't do it because those lyrics are too much to be read in church. And he's like, if you have young children, they shouldn't listen to the song. But my thing is this: who turned you on to the song?
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know
Good
about
point.
the lyrics. You looked them up, whether you looked them up like I did on Google because I don't know the song like that or whatever. But you heard the song And you not only addressed it once, but then you went somewhere else. Like the first time you're all robed up, so it must be a Sunday morning. The second time you're like in a black suit. I don't know if you're still at your church or where, but you're still talking about it.
Again.
You're still talking about it. And my thing is this. Well, is she describing a church girl? Probably. If it's not you, it's not a problem. Like, she could call it church girl, church lady, mother of the church. If you know that it's not a description of who you are, it shouldn't even bother you. That's the way I feel about it. And like, there's a line in here that says, nobody can judge me but me. And at the end of the day, we know God is the only judge. And other than that, we should be our own worst critics. So why should I care what you think about me? Because it's between me and God.
I bet you Beyonce didn't even write that song.
Yeah, somebody wrote and gave it to
that
her.
song.
Huh?
I wonder who wrote that song.
Yeah, somebody could have wrote and gave it to her. Say,
Yeah.
hey, sing this. Because again, she's a megastar, so she can sell it.
Exactly.
That's
That's why they gave it to her.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it's all about the coins. And like I was saying earlier before we started recording, Kirk Franklin did Stomp. I think that song probably got more play in the club than what it did on gospel radio.
Mm-hmm.
Mary Mary did Shackles. Again, probably got more play in the club than what it did on gospel radio. Then, David and Tamala Mann, they have a song that really is R&B. Yolanda Adams, she kind of like crossed over into R&B some years ago.
BB and CC.
Yeah, so you can't like to call out Beyonce, to me, that if you're going to call out her, then you need to call out everybody else.
True.
Mm-hmm.
He said she sold her soul to the devil. The song is demonic. It's trash. And it's sacrilege a word.
Ooh, sacrilegious.
Sacrilegious.
Yeah, he's going deep. Again, he's just trying to capitalize, trying to get 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like he said, that's controversy. The song is a song. I mean, as a DJ, I listen to the song. I'll play the song if somebody requests it. I might even just play it and open the set. But I'm not looking at the lyrics to say, oh, how controversial are these lyrics? But then again, I'm not in that mindset. I'm in the mindset of trying to get you moving, get you at the bar to drink. If that song helps, I'm gonna play it.
Right. And then he just made her some more money because all the people in church that didn't know anything about the song, I'm sure they listened to it.
Like me.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about the song, so
Yeah.
I listened to it today on my walk. So
Yeah, they're gonna go download the song now.
Yeah.
So it's going right to her bank.
yeah. But it's only entertainment.
That's all
Whatever
it
it takes.
is. You don't have to listen to it. You don't have to buy it. You
Yeah.
don't have to support her. She's golden.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, how do you know that she wasn't planning on walking up in your church?
Never know.
That's the thing. You never know. You look at a lot of these preachers in like Atlanta, Georgia. I can say that because I lived there, briefly. A lot of them have some sort of celebrity in their church, and they support the church. And I'm sure the pastor's not saying, well, last night you was, somewhere getting drunk and smoking and doing a concert at a stadium or whatever, and then today you're in here. What's wrong with that, though?
Repenting.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
Did anybody ever call out Jakes for having Tyler Perry up in his church preaching? And Tyler Perry doesn't have a problem cursing in his movies. And some of his movies are like, borderline.
Suspect.
But what's wrong with going to have a drink on Friday and say, you know what? I feel like going to church on Sunday. Like, I'm going to go to church.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Especially when you don't consider yourself a quote unquote Christian. If you're just somebody that loves God the best you know how, and you want to go to church and experience that relationship with him on Sunday, he doesn't have a problem with that. And I think that sometimes people in leadership, they take it too personal. Like, you don't have a heaven or hell to put anybody in. And I think sometimes their attitude and their opinions and how they feel about certain things is what is keeping the people away from the church.
Ego. The ego.
Yep.
They inflate their own ego.
He should have tried to reach out to Beyonce on his own, like some way, somehow, and be like, tell her about the song instead of going the way he went about it. You know what I mean? It's like he's looking for his 15 minutes of fame. Like, I don't know. It's just, It's whack the way he did it.
So what happens if she wants to sample one of his sermons?
Oh, he'll give it up.
But you
For a
don't,
small fee.
don't be surprised he don't come out with a diss track. They go back and forth.
Yeah. So with that being said, what is your take on music and where it's going?
Today's music,
Yeah.
it's horrible. It's horrible. I don't like where it's going because I'm an old schooler. So my era, see, I started playing DJing professionally back in '90. Of course, I was practicing all the years prior to that. But back in the '90s, I remember DJing all the clubs in Boston, because I came from. And no matter what we put on, people are dancing. Now, the songs that you put on are pretty much drinking music. You stand there and drink and mumble the words. So I'm like, it's garbage. You know, one or two songs might slip through, might catch my attention. Like, oh, it's a hot track. But other than that, most part, I'm playing all old school in my house. You know, my kids, if you was to pull a record off the shelf and just put it on, they'll probably know it because I'm always playing, you know, old school dance music, stuff that you can sing to at the house. They might be playing I don't even know anybody that's new. I'm like, who's that? I'm like, oh, that's NBA, I think it is. His kid's name, NBA. Yeah. I'm like, okay, I thought it was basketball, but that's the ignorance I have. I'm like, okay. So when he's playing, like, okay, and I'm like, yeah, but one or two tracks might slip through. I'm like, But when I play mine, he's like, yeah, Dad, I miss your music because you guys used to dance. I'm like, exactly. And then once in a while, you know, Mama and I will get out there and do a little two-step on our living room floor, and they look at us like, check y'all out. But that's what it's all about, you know, the music of our era, the 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s. You put it on a track, you're about to dancing, you know. But today, it's stripping music or drinking music, and I can't get down with it.
Yeah, the music is bad.
You know, what's her name? Cardi B has a song out right now, and all I hear, I play in the car, I hear the boom, boom, boom. I can't even hear the words. I'm like, it's just bass. I'm like, you're killing me, you know. But there's a cat out there I like, Weekend.
Yep.
I like his music. You know, you can understand it, you can sing it, you know, you can vibe with it. I like his stuff. I play him a lot.
Weekend, Bruno Mars.
I can work with Bruno Mars. You know,
He's smooth.
Smoking Out the Window, that new group he got. You know, that's the stuff I like. You know, smooth. But as far as anything else,
The rappers, they all sound the same.
yeah, I can't get down with it.
The littles and the youngs and the jocks, and they're just
Yeah.
mumbling and stumbling. And
See, I always like Jay-Z and LL Cool J. People that I like when you're telling a story
Yeah.
in your song.
Yeah.
Don't talk about stuff you have not even experienced. Everybody's talking about, you know, gang banging, whatever, and knowing you haven't done any of it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's proven when, you know, you're out there talking trash and then they roll up on you.
Mm-hmm. Studio Gangsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
So even though Franchise is behind the camera, I know he's in the club on the weekends, every weekend, and he packs it out every Friday and Saturday. Being in the club every weekend, what do you think the genre of music is that people prefer to hear? Where you're at?
Talking to me,
I am.
where I'm at,
Yep.
give me the year 2010 and plus.
2010 plus.
Plus, yep.
R&B and hip hop, or
Hip hop and Afrobeats. R&B's not really moving up here anymore.
wow.
Your best R&B artists are pop artists.
Right.
Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
Bruno Mars, and they ain't no R&B. I just told you that a couple days ago.
So 24 hours is considered what?
There's a couple that slide through. But what's after that? She ain't got another one after that.
Mm.
It's a generational thing. Stuff they grew up to is going to be different from us. You know, people told them Curtis Blow wasn't going to last. 10 years later, they told them Run DMC wasn't going to last. You know, 10 years after that, Mobb Deep, you know, Shook Ones, that ain't going to last. 10 years after that, that G Unit killing Ja Rule, that ain't going to last.
Yeah.
10 years after that, here we are.
You're telling the truth.
Yeah.
It's a generational thing.
I remember when rap first started.
But I heard it wasn't going to last.
Right.
I heard it wasn't gonna last.
Grandmaster Flash
50
came
years
out.
later.
Grandmaster Flash came out with that song, like with the Furious Five.
The message?
No, it was before that.
But that's the one. That's the one they said, yo, this isn't it.
Yeah, that's
When
the
you took them
crossover
to
one.
neighborhoods, in the hallways, I heard that was the one that they did not want.
Not Sugar Hill, Rapper's Delight. It was another song before that Grandmaster Flash did. And then my mother was like, what you playing? Playing a rap song. Oh, that's garbage. You know, almost like walked over to a turntable, lift the needle up. okay. So when she turned her head, put it back on, and I'm in there wiki, tearing up her turntable. Then it started to catch on. Then you got Treacherous 3 came out. Then you got Funky 4+1 came out. Then you got Kumo D. All these old school artists coming out. And like, okay. So, of course, me and my brother and cousin, we thought we had a little rap group. We had our Kangos going. Didn't work, of course. But needless to say, I stayed with the DJ because up in Boston, we had a lot of guys DJing, call it quick mix and spin the record back and all that stuff. I'm like, oh, I want to do that. But rapping started catching on more and more. And the more it caught on, the more it got me involved. And I'm like, yo, I want to do this. I didn't want to do the rapping part. I just wanted to be behind the scenes on the turntable. And then as the rapping started, the messages started to come out. Then Grandmaster Flash came with the message, broken glass everywhere. And then, okay. So that came out. We played it. My mother was like, she was on the fence, but, because she's warming up because it's here to stay, Then I mentioned Curtis Blow, The Breaks. Oh, are you kidding me? When that came out, we were just vibing. More Bounce to the Ounce came out. All these songs started to come out. And again, Block Party. We used to go to the block parties. And those, back in the day, man, all you saw was just a sea of heads just vibing. I ain't seen no block party now. Shoot, mess around and catch a rifle. Dudes today don't know how to do that.
Because you was born and raised in Jamaica.
Yes.
What age did you come here?
I came here when I was 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Actually, was you into music before that? So you was
No,
very young.
no. I was introduced to music because Jamaican. Parents used to work penny jobs. And in the summertime, they used to send
How many
us.
job you got, man?
Yeah, man. Baby, nickel, what do you call it? Lemonade stand, baby root, anyway. Yeah, so my parents used to ship us to New York in the summer. So I went to New York, Queens, Linden Boulevard off of Jamaica in Queens, New York there. And my cousin was on his turntables doing this thing. He showed me how to do it. I was like, ooh, I like that. So I came back to Boston and I was telling my boy, and he said, yeah, this dude got turntables too. I went and saw him. I was like, oh, okay. But he wasn't playing like my cousin. You know what I mean? My cousin was doing something. This dude was just getting started. I was like, yeah, man, I like that. So I came home to my mother and father and said, hey, can you buy me some turntables? True Jamaican, kiss their teeth. Like, lips all the way up there. Like, damn, how am I going to get my turntables? So they bought that one Scott turntable, and I was on it with that same song, just tearing it up. It's like, you're going to mess up they said, mash up my equipment. I'm like, no, I'm not going to mess it up. I'm just going to, play with it. And every time they went home, I'll be in there tearing up the turntable.
On a regular turntable with a regular needle?
Yes. Did not care because I'm just trying to learn.
You wasn't scratching the record?
No. If the needle moved, put a quarter on it. If it moved again, put another quarter on it. I didn't care. I'm just trying to, cut up Herb Albert Rise. I'm just, and I got bit by the bug. My brother stopped DJing, my friend stopped DJing, and I was the only one that kept going. And of course, it led me to, trips, meeting everybody, DJing in front of a lot of prominent people, so it gave me a very, very nice lifestyle. It worked.
Who were some of the prominent people you were able to DJ in front of or open up for? I
DJed in front of Jam Master Jay. They did Run DMC was in town, and they did a concert. At the time, it was the Boston Garden. Yeah, Boston Garden. And I was DJing at the Gallery, another hot club, which it would give Joe Vaughn's, it would rival Joe Vaughn's. And I'm in there DJing. I'm just, just zoning, just doing my thing. And this guy walks up, like, yo, very nice set. I looked at him like, yo, is that Jam Master Jay? My boy's like, yeah. I was like, okay. Another time I was I had to go down to the Hamptons, DJing in the Hamptons, doing a pool party. Standing there, just chefing the beats. This dude comes up and is like, yo, who gave me the bottle of wine? I'm like, I looked at him and was like, oh, that's Diddy. He's been in the pool party just jamming, vibing. Like, okay. I said, my man right there in the water, my boy Glenn, he's one of those headphones guy. He did real good with the headphones. So he had a pool party. I came to Diddy the pool party, and right on the other side of the fence is where Diddy lived. So he heard the music, came over, and at the time, what song was out? One of Biggie's songs was out. But I'm not that dude because he came over and put on the Biggie song, just was playing. On the Vineyard, on the Vineyard, I had a lot of NFL and NBA players. So I had Willie McGinnis, Chris Slade, Shaq, Juwan Howard, Lonzo Mourning. All those cats was at this one party I was DJing one time. Ran out of liquor. They took a Rubbermaid. They took a Rubbermaid trash barrel. Went to the store and just dumped whatever in that Rubbermaid. Laid the lid out like it was soup kitchen. You know what I mean? It was.
Wow.
Oh yeah, it was good. That was on the Vineyard one year.
Wow.
Oh yeah, so I've been fortunate to play in front of some good people.
Did you ever want to do it as a career?
No, I mean I did at one time, but my day job is carries the benefits, and plus if I DJ'd, I don't know where I'll be right now. I mean I got 4 beautiful kids, so DJing I might not have the 4 beautiful kids. It might take me a different path. So.
Right. Franchise, did you ever want to do it as a full-time job? DJ.
Of course.
For an artist?
For an artist?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still could.
Yeah.
Because you still get a break.
Yeah, like how Chubb is with 50 Cent. 50's Chubb is all over the place with 50 Cent. Like, that's real good. That's good for the craft because he's back there on the turntables.
So how do you feel about people like DJ Khaled, who really just says whatever he says? We the best.
I mean,
But yeah, he's had so much success.
Yeah, but he's. I don't think he's a DJ. I just think he just uses the DJ part to.
He was.
You know what I mean? So he's more of a producer now. So for me, I'm like, that's fine. He's doing this thing. That's his niche. He got the gimmick, so he figured something out, so he's doing it. The issue I have is with the DJs that just go buy equipment, and because they have a name like when Paris Hilton became a DJ, I'm like, wait a minute, she just got a Pioneer.
Paris Hilton was a DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
she
There's hope for me.
Yeah. Charging $300,000.
Me too.
Yeah, charging $300,000 for a gig just because her name is Paris Hilton. Like, whoa, time out. Us that grind and figured out from who's knee high, we're not getting rewarded, but just because she's an heir to the throne and they're gonna give her large sums of money. Nah, I don't get down with that.
One. I didn't know she was.
Yeah.
That don't work.
Yeah.
She still DJ?
Nah, I think she fell off. I think she just living a private life now.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm throwing Franchise in this episode. He didn't know it, but I am. Would you ever think about doing something like a DJ Khaled? Because I know you host a lot of mixtapes. You put on a lot of artists as far as having them on, local artists as far as having them on your Franchise Report and even on your, morning show on Mondays and Tuesdays. So would you ever want to do something like that, like a DJ Khaled put together or something?
Equipment to make beats, I would. I had the equipment to make beats, definitely.
So even though you have the ear to know what would go, even though you necessarily can't make a beat, but if you found someone that could and could direct and say like, okay, this is what I'm looking for, this is the sound to go with this music.
You've changed the narrative. Now it went from would you work for one person that's I need the artist and I need the beat maker. Now I got to get 2 people on the same page.
But it's still your thing though, because you're the mastermind behind it.
If I could get my own equipment to make my own beats is the only way. But if I can't make my own beats at the end of the day, I'm still depending on.
So you're losing some money because
me and him could be here ready to rap, but the beat maker's 30 minutes late.
yeah, and
Vice
the beat
versa.
maker's probably going to make the most money.
And there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Then he can, he got the masters, he can do whatever he wants. So,
And now I got to split money with 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With 3 people.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah. I remember when DJ Khaled came out, my youngest son was 16, I believe he was, and his dad actually had to take him to Miami to Circle House. DJ Khaled agreed to allow him to interview him. So he did a interview with DJ Khaled for Promo Mag. I still have the interview at home. But when he first heard Khaled, he's like, "Ma, this guy, he's going to be famous." I'm like, "He's just a DJ. Like, what are you talking about?" He's like, "No, he's going to be famous." And he was right.
Mm-hmm. Good call.
He got that. So what are they going to say about his new project? God did it. Because isn't that what he calls it?
Pastors don't really attack rappers like that.
I wonder why.
I seen
Backlash.
some people running there and rob a pastor a couple of weeks ago live online. Pastors don't really mess with
I
That
heard
pastor, that pastor set that one up though. That was obvious. Speaking of that robbery, because I'm looking at
I heard
it.
about that. Where'd that happen at?
You missing out on
Was
the
that
world.
in New York?
Church has been going crazy.
I'm not sure if that was in New York or whatever, but if you look at the video, there's the deacon, whoever the guy is, that's sitting there with his Bible on his lap and not moved by what is going on. As soon as I saw that, because I work in insurance, so that was a big red flag for me. I'm like, oh no, this is set up. This guy either owes somebody some money, so he needs them to rob his jewelry so he can get the insurance money for. There's something going on there, because that if somebody's being robbed, you're not going to sit there. You don't know what's coming next. So if you have the opportunity to move while the pastor's pulling off his rings and stuff, I'm out of here. Yeah, I'll call on Jesus as I'm going out the door, but I'm not going to sit there. So yeah, that's true though. They don't call out the rapper, so they ain't gonna mess with Khaled, I guess, even though he ain't the rapper.
Right. They're afraid he might run up in there, run up in the church. Like, who he at?
So who would you like to see do a collaboration?
R&B or hip hop?
Whichever.
Oh, well, I'm a huge Lost Boys fan. Huge. You know, I go back to the '90s. I want to see. Honestly, I would see anybody with Mr. Cheeks. Yeah, Mr. Cheeks, Freaky Ty, Pretty Lou. It's pretty nice. Yeah, Mr. Cheeks. So I would say, you know, it would be a nice one would be Mr. Cheeks in Weekend, because like I said, I like Weekend. You know, or even Music Soul Child. You know, Extremes. Yeah, I think Mr. Cheeks or anybody would work for me. You know, because he's my era.
Is he still doing music, Cheeks?
Not really. We're just on this, just down low right now.
I always wanted Dre and Rakim to get. They never got that thing off the ground. That project.
That would be nice too.
I always wanted that. My favorite producer, my favorite rapper. When they hooked up, when he went to was it Aftermath? It was, and they just never. Dre just shelved him, and Rakim said, "I'm out of here."
Yeah.
Franchise, who would you like to see do a collaboration?
Collaboration. Chris Brown and Beyonce.
Really?
Chris Brown's probably the biggest male R&B artist out right now that has never done a song with Beyonce.
Why? Is she afraid he may overshadow her?
No, but it's never worked. I don't know why. You've never seen Rihanna and Beyonce work on a song together either.
I think there might be a little rift between the two. Because didn't Jay-Z find Rihanna?
Yeah. Yep.
So.
In his new song, he says, "Who do you know that has 3 billionaires coming out of that house?
Yeah.
Me, Ree, and May."
Yeah.
Yeah, he's right
Actually,
about
make
that.
it 4. Blue got an Oscar. She's on her way.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
She's on her way. Where did I go wrong?
He did all right. He did just fine.
Speaking of Chris Brown, though, I have to say, when it comes to performers, he's probably one of the best performers. I've seen him several times and was never disappointed. I did have the opportunity to see Beyonce twice, once with Destiny's Child, and then when her and Jay-Z did the On the Run tour. That was awesome. That was awesome. But when it comes to performing, Chris Brown.
I got it.
Chris Brown. But I can't sleep on Diddy because he's a performer. He will slide back and forth across that stage the whole hour.
Yeah, take that.
But he thinks he can dance.
I never seen Chris Brown either. I never seen Chris Brown.
Yeah, you would not be disappointed. Not at all. And I love good singing. And when he's not doing all that dancing and just flat foot sings, he can sing.
You know who I seen? I was impressed with Justin Timberlake.
Really? I loved
Him and Jay-Z came to Fenway years ago when they had that Suit and Tie song
Yeah.
out, and they came to Fenway. He killed it. Justin Timberlake killed it.
He was born wrong complexion.
He was.
Yeah, he's got black hair.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Justin
He was
Timberlake got
born a wrong
funky.
complexion.
He was better than Jay-Z, and I'm a big Jay-Z fan. He was better than Jay-Z that night.
it. Wow. Yeah, we know about Jay-Z, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
we still went to the concert when that other person didn't even come.
I know that other person.
That other person who put on a bomb concert.
Yeah.
I know
We-
people don't
we've
like
seen
to
him a couple
talk about
times.
that other person, but that other person,
I have a question. As DJs, if someone requests a song from that other person,
R. Kelly.
You won't play it?
Okay, yeah.
You
Yeah,
won't play it?
I'll play.
But
You
why?
want to play? I'll play.
He still had great music.
The only reason why is I was at a event and I was playing a real good R. Kelly. 'Cause I can't remember the song, and a young lady said, "Can you take that off?" I'm like, "Okay," because she was the one that was paying me. If she was the one paying me, the song would have played. You know what I mean? Because I adhere to the people that's write my check.
Is he the only artist though that's like banned? Because there's some rappers and stuff that's done some things that they may be behind bars for.
You want to play Mystical?
You got his third assault charge.
Oh wow!
On a female.
No, shake it fast.
Wow.
Watch yourself.
I know this radio station didn't play because I can remember they had a big old board
There
up.
was a point in time we couldn't play Kodak Black for a little while.
Yeah, they had a whole list.
Couldn't play R. Kelly. We couldn't play. At a point in time when Fabulous punched out his girlfriend's tooth, they didn't play my boss for a little while. They wasn't playing him either.
Wow.
I don't get these
They're
dudes.
strong against women getting abused.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
as they should be.
Yeah, I hear
As they
that.
should be.
Wow, and it's so sad. Good talent that
Mhm.
you
Goes to
know, 'cause
waste.
I have to be
Yeah.
honest.
R. Kelly was.
That R. Kelly concert was second to none.
If Chris Brown never got in trouble with Rihanna, he would be on top of the world right now. If he
He-
never got in trouble with Rihanna, Chris Brown would be on top of the
He
world.
can right his wrong if he comes up with a real sincere apology.
I mean,
Because
he's doing fine now. But
Yeah.
At that time, he was on.
Oh, yeah.
his-
Oh,
he
yeah.
was on
Oh,
his
yeah.
way, man.
Yeah.
That was the black eye for his career.
It sure was. It sure
Did you?
was.
Did they ban his music as well?
For a little while, yes, but he's one of the only ones that was able to
yeah,
bounce back and.
Yeah, but what he did and what they're saying R. Kelly did is kind of
Right.
night and
Also,
day.
Chris Brown was 17, 18 years old. He was a kid.
Yeah, he was young, and he kind of like mellowed out for a while. You didn't really hear anything about him or see him, and then
I didn't realize he was an artist. He can paint. You ever
Oh,
seen
really?
yeah, you ever seen any of his graffiti? Oh, he's nice.
He owns 14 Burger Kings.
Does he?
Wow,
Smart.
he's no dummy.
like Shaq. He's
But a
making
lot
money
of them
work.
are educated. They just don't let you know that.
You know what? Some of them don't have it. Main component guidance.
Right.
They don't have any guidance.
They go out here young,
hmm
and the parents just kind of like let them go
Yep.
and be like, okay, well, they'll take care of them. But
Yeah, because money's coming in.
yeah.
That loot's coming in.
But you're leaving them with people that are not even parents themselves. So how they know how to take care of your child when they don't have a child of their own? So your child just grows up fast,
Too fast.
too fast.
I got my eye on mine, so I got my finger on their pulse. I know where they at and see what's going on. I don't trust anybody.
Well, I don't have to worry about that anymore. But they know how I was when they were younger. But you support what they do. But I need to be there
hmm
to see who they're doing it for, who they're doing it with.
hmm
So yeah,
How come you didn't come at DJ?
because they didn't teach me.
Really? I mean, when you was in the other room listening, you could be like, oh, sure, I wonder if I could do that. And sneaking in when they're home.
I didn't get it. I
Yeah.
even remember when he was practicing when Franchise was practicing for a battle. And I'm like, how would you even think to do that? And he literally took aluminum foil and sat it in the middle of the record and took the gel out of the sternum thing and lit it on fire and was practicing, what is it? It's Getting Hot in Here by Nelly. Practicing that while the record's on. Well, it looks like the record's on
Yeah.
fire. And taking off his clothes at the same time.
Okay. Okay, killer DJ.
You still got that tape? Yeah,
Yeah.
he killed it that night.
That's good. Who you battling? Oh, really? Nice.
Just for respect. That's all it was for.
How'd you
was
do?
for
Who
respect.
won?
I did.
Okay, I'm not sure. I don't know him.
And I have to, back him up on that because he was at the Cape on a Saturday night, and at the time DJ Buck was at 106.
Mhm.
And he's like, okay, I heard about the battle last night. I want to know who won. I need people to call in. So people were saying Franchise won. So he's like, well, I need Franchise to call me now. So we got in touch with him at the Cape before he went to the club and had him call into the radio station to speak with Buck. And I remember Buck saying, well, what did you want to get out of that? And he said, I just wanted my respect. That's all I wanted. Like, That's all I wanted. And he felt that he got that. And so as far as he was concerned, everything was done. You know, I'm in my lane, Ruckus is in his lane, and you know, if we meet up somewhere, we'll dap up each other and, you know, keep it moving. So
As it should be.
Sometimes you got to take the respect.
and because he was the new kid on the block. So but
Yeah.
the new kid that no one knew, that's all he did was practice. You know, doing parties here and there, but what are you doing after the parties? This one was always practice, just like now. Where was he? In Texas for what? South by Southwest? DJing for someone, and wanted me to find him a ticket to come home early because he couldn't get his hands on any turntables, and so he didn't know what to do with himself. Like their event was like the first couple of days, and he was still going to be there a few more days. They found somebody's house to take him to where they had DJ and equipment, and he was all set.
Good.
I got a question
I
for
love it.
Pooh. How did you get on the basement with Tigger? Wasn't you in the basement with Tigger years ago? Huh?
John Clark, I put out a mixtape that somebody like that he met, and they was managing somebody else and working at BET.
I thought it was Rap City.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rap City the
Rap City
Basement.
the basement.
Yeah.
BET.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Rap City the Basement.
Yeah.
John Clark set that up off of a mixtape.
Yep, him and
Good stuff.
Busta Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes. Yep. Yep. I remember that. How long ago was that?
That was a long time ago.
90s.
Almost 20 years ago, possibly.
Yeah, because I drove up there. He had just had dental surgery the day before. I don't know if they could tell on TV. He had a nice burn going across his face from when they pulled his wisdom tooth, was it? Somehow they left the hose like on him and it burnt him. He could barely open his mouth that day.
I remember shooting home to go see. I said, "Who was on basement?"
Yep. We drove up there for that tape, and they I think only you and Josh were able to go in. And we walked around New York and ran into LL Cool J coming from the ATM machine. But yeah,
Yeah, he's the one that stood the test of time.
LL.
Yeah.
Yeah, some longevity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. And there's not much of that happening now. A lot of one-hit wonders, you know, and then they die
Or-
out for 10 years or so, and then they want to think they can come back.
Yeah.
But now you haven't kept up with the times, so
Or you have groups that break up. You know, start off as a group and then they do the individual thing. You know,
The Locks.
yeah, so many of them. But LL, I remember he first came up with My Radio. You know, and he killed it with the Crush Groove on the Crush Groove movie. And after that came a hit after hit after hit.
Yeah, he had some hits.
Yeah, and the latest banger to me was Headsprung. Of course, he had a few others since then, but Headsprung was a big one.
I still like Booming System.
Oh, man, I think I blew a couple car speakers with that. 6x9s and frying after that one.
wow. So before we wrap this up, let me just ask about some of those that have gone on, like the Marvin Gayes and the Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson and Prince, and the list goes on and on and on. Like, what did you think about those artists? Out of those that I named, I off the top, I can't even remember some of the other
Barry White.
ones.
Barry White.
Barry White,
Teddy.
Teddy
B.
Pendergrass,
Yes.
Luther.
Levi
Yeah,
Stubbs. You know who Levi Stubbs is?
I don't
Remember
think
that one day we asked the question on the radio, who's the king and the queen?
Yeah.
Who was it?
People called in. A lot of people called in.
Yeah.
I think I went with Aretha, and I was torn between Marvin and Teddy. I'm still. It's a jump ball for me. I don't know.
I would be more partial to Teddy because I saw him in concert
Yeah.
with Stephanie Mills.
Mm-hmm.
And he was really good.
I was saying Levi Stubbs was the lead singer for Four Tops.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he passed. But if just to answer the question, for me, the big Jeffrey Osborne
Yeah,
fan.
he's a big Jeffrey Osborne guy.
Love the guy.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Shout out Jeffrey Osborne,
tell
Rhode
ya.
Island.
Man,
But
I'd
the
be home
best-
singing him.
The best artist I ever seen had to be Luther. I seen him up close, like a voice like
Yeah,
you wouldn't
unique.
believe.
Wow, but you would still pick Teddy over Luther?
I'm just going on who I seen.
Mm-hmm.
Luther Vandross and Daryl Hall. from Hall and Oates.
Hall and Oates.
That white boy can go.
That's another one.
See, I like
Came out
Michael
wrong complexion.
McDonald. I always liked
Yeah,
Michael McDonald.
used to be with the Doobie Brothers.
Yeah,
Yeah, he got a soulful voice.
yeah.
I seen Daryl Hall at Foxwoods, and I couldn't. I knew their music. Someone gave me tickets. I was losing my shirt. I said, "You know what, man? You better go to the show. Like, it might change your luck." When I go see Daryl Hall and John Oates, it was New Year's Eve. Probably one of the best concerts I've seen. That boy could sing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
He could sing. Daryl Hall could sing. He's like almost 80 years old right now, so he's still singing. He's like 78.
Wow.
He has a show on
Daryl Hall can sing. Daryl's house.
Daryl's house. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Daryl Hall can sing.
So, who would you like to see now, live in concert?
Dead or alive?
Well, we don't want them to come back from the dead.
No,
and
just,
we don't,
just a hypothetical question.
and we don't want to see no holograms.
Bruno Mars.
Erykah Badu.
Erica. I don't know.
I'd like Erykah Badu. Bruno Mars too, but Erykah. I like her. What about you?
I don't know. I get to ask the questions. I'll have to answer them.
Well, just chop it up. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I like the Mary J. Blige now versus the Mary J. Blige back in the day because I didn't think she could sing back in the day.
And you know, I'm the opposite. I like the Mary J. back then than the Mary J.
Oh,
today.
I didn't think she could hold a note
Yeah.
back in the day.
Oh,
I didn't either.
I didn't think she could sing back in the day.
Reminisce about the
She
video.
was actually good when we saw her. Didn't Jay-Z brought her out
Yep.
and she did a good job.
And she must be in love then. Because the angry Mary
she
come up
always
with some
comes
good
to
stuff.
Foxwoods every now and then. I'm gonna go see her next time she comes because I haven't seen her in years. I haven't seen her in a while,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna give her some love. But I gotta see Erykah.
Yeah. I like the Jasmine Sullivan.
Jill Scott too.
Mhm.
I do like Jill Scott, India Ari.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Vivian Green.
She's not one of my favorites, but yeah.
Jaguar Wright. Remember her?
I heard Lettucey is good live.
Let's see. Yeah. Nice.
A friend of mine sent there at the Capitol Jazz
Mhm.
in DC or somewhere. He said she's rough live.
So Rhode Island needs to bring something to the no longer the Dunkin' Donuts Center. What is it? Amika?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
You know, I remember coming to Rhode Island. Of course, I was living in Boston at the time. I came down here for the Fresh Fest. Remember that one?
Yeah.
When Run DMC, Houdini, Fat Boys, and who else was on that?
EPMD would have been on that card.
Yeah, man.
Slick Rick. They switched them out.
Doug Fresh. Yeah, it was a Fresh Fest, and Grandmaster D. Yeah, it was a DJ for Houdini. Yeah, that's when the concerts were. Not saying concerts today aren't good, but concerts back then when they were live, they were nice.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and coming to Providence to see it, like until a fight broke out. But it's another story.
And
She
that
is throwing.
still happens. It's so unfortunate. But
Yeah.
anyway.
People know how to behave.
Well, thank you. I enjoyed that talking about music, something different.
Yeah.
It's nice having you come be with us
No
today.
problem. Thanks for having me.
We'll definitely have you on again.
Absolutely.
We'll have to have you on with some of the young cats.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I ain't got no hair, you know. I'm
Teach-
hiding it.
School them on music because
Oh, yeah.
they don't know a lot about the music.
Yeah.
He knows a lot.
He knows.
Yeah.
He got an old soul.
Yeah.
But you'll be surprised. Even those his age don't.
You know who'd
they
be
don't.
a great guest? My daughter Olivia. She's very knowledgeable on music because she
Really?
grew up in a household, listened to it.
So we'll have to have her on with my youngest son because he's really good with the music too. He knows a lot. So a future episode.
Absolutely.
So if anyone wanted to hit up Joe to book him for a party or an event or what's your socials?
My Instagram is Gifted Fingers, and my Facebook is If You Need a DJ and Can't Afford a DJ. My other one was hacked. My original was hacked.
If you need a DJ and you can't afford a DJ.
Right.
All those words.
Yes.
No, it's not.
He said no, it's not. How you gonna tell him what his
My other one was hacked.
Yeah, because remember you asked me, your boy Joe bought a new car?
I do remember that.
Right.
He's like, what hacked? I called, oh, Joe, you bought a new car, you didn't tell me? Let me borrow 10 grand till tomorrow.
Oh yeah, this dude hacked me so good. He even blocked me on my own site.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, and he's been going through a large amount of my friends,
Yeah, he was hitting me up crazy.
trying to get them to, buy stocks,
Yep.
Bitcoin, the other one there, COVID relief. I mean, he was just going through anything that would try to stick. And most of the people had enough sense to say, no, that's not Joe, until they'll call me and say, no, that's not me, I got hacked.
Wow.
He was hitting me up at 6 in the morning, and I really thought it was Joe because Joe would hit me up on the way to work sometimes.
If you're not willing to pay for a DJ, then you,
Can't afford a DJ.
wow. If you're not willing to pay for a DJ, then you don't need a DJ.
No? Am I right? Because they be trying to,
Well, and that's going to bring me to one last question. So what do you think about people that will, especially these up and coming DJs, that will lowball to get an event?
well, I'm not in that arena anymore. I do all private party and weddings now,
Oh, okay.
so it doesn't really affect me. But I'll be upset behind that, because a lot of dudes have done that. But again, I'm not in that platform anymore. I do, weddings where there's lots of money, or corporate events.
So franchise, how do you feel about that? Because you're in a club, and I'm sure somebody wants to boot you out. You've been in there for how long? 2 years?
Where I'm at now, 2 years. Yeah.
So, what happens if someone goes to the club owner or the promoter and be like, well, I'm sure you're paying him whatever. I'll do it for $125 less.
I'll be upset with the DJ, but if the club accepts him, I won't go back to the club. I won't go back to the club. Take the loss.
But that's
Loyalty.
that's just messing up the game. You know what I mean?
But they do
They
it,
do
though.
it.
That's the
They
thing,
do it.
though.
You're
They
messing
do
up the
it.
game.
There's a lot
But
of
you get
DJs
what you pay
DJ
for.
just the hookah.
Huh?
A lot of DJs give me the drinks and the hookah, and they'll DJ for free.
Oh, hell no.
But then you got to remember, you get what you pay for. So don't complain when the people leave and don't even bother coming back the next week to give it another chance because they're like, no.
Yeah, because I was at a wedding not too long ago, and me and my wife, and music was, I was like, wow, it's,
You know the difference, baby.
yeah.
Said
That's
it
what I
wasn't-
told her.
It wasn't franchise.
That's what she said.
Ain't no ratchet music going on up in here.
It was like, well, my wife likes ratchet music.
Yeah.
Likes some Rick Ross.
Wow. So in case the people forgot, what's your socials again?
Oh, Gifted Fingers, and that is Instagram. And then on the Facebook end is, if you're not willing to pay for a DJ, on the Joe Peters, you can find me. Again, I'm doing weddings and corporate events. I don't do any nightclubs.
Gotcha. Corey?
CLJ 208. That's my social. Facebook, Instagram. That's it.
And you can catch me, MS_Ms_Sherla on Insta. Facebook is my name, Sherla White. If you want to be a guest on Let's Talk Church and Other Things, or if you want to drop us a line, tell us how we're doing, give us advice on what we can do better, if you'd like to be a guest, if you have something you would like to hear discussed, but you don't necessarily want to be a part of the show, you can drop us an email at ltc.ot@gmail.com. Until next time, thanks for listening.
It's only entertainment.